What is going on, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about how to basically make money with credit, right? This is one of my favorite subjects because credit is just one of the easiest things to build as long as you have patience, right? It doesn't take money to build it. It just takes a little bit of knowledge and some time. And it's not even like, active work or anything like that. It's really decently passive as long as you don't screw it up from the beginning. So today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite things, and you guys know I'm a huge car person, so again, we will be incorporating this, of course, because this is where I make a good amount of money. So right now, people are struggling with credit. It's really interesting because people are using more credit, but they don't know how to use it, and it's very interesting. So this is kind of where I come in, right? We have a bunch of people nowadays with extremely large amounts of money in a sense, and it works really well. So, but they don't have credit because they're younger. I, for some reason, forgot to mention that. But if you guys don't know, I have a tour rental business, right? Again, renting out some of my cars. And basically, what happened is a bunch of my friends started seeing this, and they're like, yo, I want to do this too. And I'm not suggesting you go out and do this or find a random person on the street. No, again, do your due diligence. Make sure you know who you're doing this with. But I wanted to, instead of just doing it in Texas and then doing it in Utah, I'm like, okay, I want to expand this to more states and all of that stuff. So what I then started doing is I'm like, hey, I started texting some of my friends that, I knew very well from college and all of that. I'm like, hey, do you mind if I basically ship this car out and you get to drive it when it's not rented out? It's probably going to be rented out around 20 days of the month. The other 10 you can drive it. All you got to do is drop it off here and there, and then I'll pay you to drop it off. And usually, obviously, I've so far not have had once people like, nah, they're always like, yeah, sure, because, I'm basically giving them a free car and stuff like that in a sense. So that was kind of what I did. Obviously, you got to make sure your insurance is chill with it, right? You got to put the insurance on anyone can drive, not just you, because otherwise, huge issues. But that's what I did. And then it started going really well. So then they started asking me, they're like, hey, random question, how much do you make off of this, right? And I'm like, okay, so, theoretically, let's break down one of my Teslas, right? Tesla costs $600, the Model 3 per month, brings in right under $2,000. Then once I calculate insurance and all of that costs, I'm racking in around $1,200 profit every single month, if not a little bit more. And they're just like, okay, so how do I do this? I'm like, all right, you can do this. They're like, okay, I don't have credit. And I'm just like, okay, well, we can set something up, And then basically all I did is I was kind of their co-signer, right? So I am the person that co-signed for them. And what happens, right? How am I making money off of this? So again, let's use a Tesla for an example. So a buddy of mine in Florida, he's like, I want to do a Tesla in Florida. I'm like, okay, I got you. Let me co-sign for you. Now there are risks, again, so don't do this if you don't really know the people. And then we also had a subsequent contract that basically states if this and this happens, either way, he's protected, I'm protected, we're both protected. So everyone's kind of on their own. Basically, it was, at the end of the day, it was just a signature and a small hard credit pull, which impacted my score by 3 points. I don't really care. I have a lot of credit inquiries. I don't care about those. So that's basically what happened. Now, how do I make money, or how do I make profit off of that, right? Let's say his monthly payment again is $600, right? Let's say he makes, again, $2,000 per month in Florida off of it. Okay, so am I gonna BS him and be like, your monthly payment is $800? No, right? I'm co-signing. He knows how much it costs. Blah blah blah. All I'm doing is I'm like, okay, 10% of the rentals, or again, we can do a fixed amount, whichever one works. So it's either 10% of your monthly rentals is what I get, or you give me $100 to $200 every single month, and yada yada yada. So that's kind of how I make the money off of that. Now, if you're like, oh, like you're exploiting your friends, yada yada. No, I'm really not, because they wouldn't have that car in the first place without my signature. And then secondly, I am just a co-signer. Third, the option is there right in front of them. I'm not gonna be like, yo, like, you're gonna pay me $200 every single month. I'm like, do you want to do percent? Do you want to do monthly? And whatever, So that way they make money. Again, obviously I make money because there is some risk theoretically to me to do this because I am signing for them. But this is kind of the thing about credit. Now you can extend this into many fields. You can do this for houses, right? You can get houses a lot easier. You can do this for watches. The watch market is going absolutely insane right now. So there's good money to be made there. But again, this is just kind of a way that I make a little bit of money, right? I have a dozen cars right now. By the way, those are mine, not a dozen that I just signed for some friends. No, but that's kind of a good way I make money, is through this, right? Right now I'm making basically an extra 2, 4, 6, like right almost 1,000. After I finish the next signature, I will be at $8,000 a month of pure profit every single month, just for, again, signatures, because I took the time when I was younger to build credit. One of the first things I started doing, I knew even before I was 18 that I needed to build credit. So again, that's kind of one of the ways I, basically bring in an extra $1,000 a month. And you're like, oh, it's $1,000. Like that's not worth it. It's like, I mean, I guess, I'm not gonna say no to a free $1,000 for literally not doing anything except, 10 minutes of work times basically 5. So I just made $1,000 every month for the next like 3+ years for an hour of work. That's, for me, that's worth it. For you, it might not be. Congrats if you're at that level, but for me, that's worth it. And yeah, so that's kind of how I utilize credit. There's more options, and again, be careful if you do decide to do this. This is just kind of what I do, and again, I know them really well. We have multiple contracts in place protecting every single one of us and other parties involved. So again, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give it a like, comment, and sub. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Peace out, guys.